everyone. Thanks for tuning in. My name's Alan Morrison with Royal LePage Premier Real Estate. I'm an associate broker in St. Albert. And today I'm joined with Kat, Katie, and Rick with the St. Albert Photography Club. And I hear there's some changes coming, and it is an exciting club to be part of. So I'm really looking forward to this interview. So
thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for joining. So Rick, you are
I'm the
Vice President, correct? And Katie, you're the President.
I'm the president, first female president in 31 years.
Oh, wow. Yay. There we go.
And I handle membership.
And membership. Okay, awesome. So I thought, I don't know who wants to start, but can you just give me a high-level overview of the St. Albert Photography Club?
Sure. As I said, the club's been around for 31 years. It was started by John Van Veen, who is still currently our founding members.
Yeah.
We have 3 founding members left, and it's a club for anybody over 18 that has any skill with any skill level with photography and an interest in photography. We're a small group that likes to go out and teach and learn and shoot.
Yeah.
Around St. Albert and area.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, and you did say 31 years. That's pretty impressive, right? That's a long time. And you said John started this.
John Van Veen started it.
Yeah.
He came over from Holland and as a photographer, and he didn't have any clubs to belong to. There was nothing around his area, so he started one, and it just continued. 31 years later, here we are.
And do we even know what the population was back in 31 years ago?
Way before my time.
Yeah, yeah. So that's amazing. So, what is the typical member count on an average for you guys? I'm not sure.
So we're a fairly small, intimate club. We like to keep our numbers a little bit lower so that we can really get to know each other. And we're not just a club of people taking pictures. We're a group of friends as well. And so we like to keep it intimate so that we can maintain all those friendships.
And I think that, I'm part of that club as well. And, there is some great people and great relationships that we've had. So I really appreciate that. So, you guys do, maybe this is the time to explain what you guys do. So how often do you meet and where? And I don't know who wants to take this one away, but
Let the VP do that one.
All right.
Right now we're meeting 3 times a week. We're meeting in the St. Albert Catholic High School. Our meetings entail everything from guest speakers to workshops to we have what we call a submission night where it's a friendly competition amongst club members. Yeah. At that time, we also critique one another's photos so that everybody can learn from what's happening. It's not just, here's my picture.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I think that's an important piece of information for people is this is about learning.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the things that was important to me when I joined the club, I've only been in the club for a year, is I wanted somewhere where I can improve my skills. I've been taking pictures for years,
Mm-hmm.
and I've got some good pictures that actually turned out to be photos. But over the last year, with the people in this club and their willingness to teach and help others, my skill level has been improving, and one of these days soon I'll be calling myself a photographer.
So, and I think that's really important about a club, right? You have to have that community and that mentorship and support for everybody. So I really do like that. To go back further into where and how often, I believe you guys meet three times a month with 1 month off, and I believe you maybe just elaborate what those each nights are.
Okay, the speaker nights would involve, we'd look around to find out who we can get, what's available. We've had speakers such as Ian Plant, a very well-known photographer, speak to us. It would also range as far as we've had people talk about studios, how to set up a studio, how to do macro work. And that spins right off into the workshops, where we can set up in small groups and share our expertise. There's numerous club members that are very good at macro photography, and they can go around and bring some trinkets along to take pictures of, and they would just filter through the club, asking if anybody wanted some advice and help, just generally helping people out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can attest to that being one of the newer members. Everybody has been super helpful. And each of these meetings, there's a different focus for each of them, but it's really important to understand that it's all about learning. How can we become better at this craft that we've decided we want to dabble in? The submission nights are actually pretty amazing because they involve critiquing, but it's not critiquing to say, here's what I think of your picture. It's more, here's how I see it. And we learn both the artistic elements, but also the photographic elements of how somebody came to take that picture. So for me personally, that is a huge learning opportunity. And at each of these meetings, I learn a ton. So it's fantastic.
Yeah, and and that's funny, and I'm gonna pick on you, Katie, because I've watched your growth as a photographer, and I really appreciate those pictures you're putting out. From the first time I met you to where you are today, I feel I can learn a lot from you. You've helped me out. We've gone out once or twice, so to me that's very important within the club. And everybody has their own artistic view and stuff, but we all learn from each other, and I think that's how positive feedback, right?
Absolutely.
Positive feedback. So that's what we're looking for. So, um, maybe I heard that there's stuff coming up that changes within the club, and I thought maybe you can share that and let us know maybe what some of the changes are moving forward.
Well, the club, as I said, has been around for 31 years, and there just really hasn't been a lot of movement and development of behind the scenes, the administrative aspect of the club. And that's where, when we started up as a president, vice president, and Kath and I, and all the other members at large and the executive, that was where it's identified that we need to bring this up into the 20th century, 21st century, whatever, and just be able to have better access to the club. Like, for instance, yesterday we launched the new online registration, which was a lot of work behind the scenes, and Kath had did so much work on that. So we're pretty proud of that fact that we are now online registration. So please, if you go to the website, you'll be able to see that you can sign up online, and it just makes everything so much easier. So that was one of the changes. The other change that I want to do is to have the club known in St. Albert and surrounding areas. Right now, you could walk up to anybody, and they don't know that there's a club there, which I find totally, totally strange, being that I'm immersed in it so much that the other people don't know. So my goal is to make sure that people of St. Albert are aware that the club's there and how we can reciprocate, what we can do for you, what can you do for us, kind of thing. So
Right.
it's just as a club, as an overall club.
Yeah.
And I also want to call it the website. There's been a lot of work that's taken place on the website. It's very friendly, user friendly. It invites you into the way it's set up, and we invite people to go and check that out and look for St. Albert's photography online.
You can join for 2 meetings and see what the club's like, and if you don't like it, then you don't have to come back.
But you're gonna love it.
You're gonna love it and come back anyway.
You're gonna
right?
love it.
But there is a button. Hit that two free meetings and come on over.
I only did one free meeting, and I decided at the end of that meeting that I was going to be a member. So.
And that's funny because I was going to ask you how you can get involved. So reaching out to the website, register, but you can find the information there where you guys meet, and you can go in, and if there's ability to contact, so you can go for those 2 free meetings.
Yeah.
And I do recommend it. That's how I did it, and I just searched them up online when I first got to St. Albert, and that's how I found you guys, was that. But I've known over the time that we've been working that
publish
site.
a brochure.
Right.
It's located in McBain Cameron, St. Albert Mall at BizTech in the city, and it's also going to be put into various businesses and places like visitor centers,
Yeah.
so that we can get our name out there more.
Yeah.
So when you say St. Albert Photo Club, people don't go, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for anybody that's nervous, like, we've got a lot of photographers, and we've got some really good people. I was nervous day one, am I good enough? And I tend to be a little bit on the shy side. But the club was so welcoming that I lost my shyness almost immediately. But it also embraces new members and invites them in and makes you feel welcome.
Yeah.
And it's all about learning and teaching.
Yeah.
And I have learned so much. So anybody that's a little bit nervous, please come on down, and I think you'll find we're quite a friendly.
We all start at the same place when we're learning this new craft.
Yeah.
So we'll all have a total understanding of where you're at as a beginner, if you're a beginner, and so on and so forth. So
Well, and I think that's important. Like you can learn so much online, but until you can bounce it off somebody, and I think this club is fantastic for that. And
That's great.
yeah, and I actually wanna reach out reach out to a different component that I know you guys do, just to let people know there's options out there. So kind of part of the club, but outside the club, you guys do events like this. We're at George Peg today, doing an outing, and you guys do photo Fridays. Kind of what other items do you guys do to, you know?
Part of the club as well is what we call SIGs, special interest groups. There's landscape, macro, portrait, and night photography right now. And each group will organize its own outings, but these outings are also open to the club.
Yeah.
So if you want to just show up for something, you're more than welcome. Not just that, we talked about the friendly aspect of the club. It's very common for any one of us to say, I want to go out shooting today. You want to come along?
Yeah.
And those times you really get the mentorship, you get that one-on-one that both people learn.
Yeah.
From the seasoned photographer to the beginner photographer. It doesn't matter. That beginner has something to offer the seasoned photographer as well.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's a two-way street.
Yeah, and you know, I look at some of the photographers in there, and everybody's got a different eye, a different style, a different theme to their photography, which really adds a lot of interest and excitement within the group. And how many people are we talking about usually on a meeting night?
I would say tops would be around 40 people.
40
Yeah,
people.
meeting
So
space.
And part of the reason why we've only got 40, we also offer this year the opportunity to join remotely. So for anybody that can't get there because they've got, you know, something going on with their kids or they're not well that day, they can join in remotely as well.
oh wow.
So we're setting that up this year too. That's something else new.
Well, and I'm going to attest. I live out in the country, and sometimes getting in is really tough. So if I could do that online, that would be very helpful. And but you know, I really want to thank you guys for sitting down. I think you guys are a wonderful club and a great asset to St. Albert.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You know, and to the rest of you, thanks for watching. Again, I'm Al Morrison with Royal Case Premier Real Estate, and you know, in St. Albert. And I just, you know, if you have any interest, just come for 2 meetings. Just check it out. I think you'll really enjoy it. And I'm all about supporting local. And I think, you know, adding to this group and you know, what St. Albert has to offer as a city is fantastic. So again, bye for now, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Music.